Hello guys, it's Crypto Cowboy. It's on Friday afternoon at about 3:45 Chicago time. Let's do a quick video on this crypto markets and see what's going on. We have some advancements here into Bitcoin, and what you're looking at here is a 30-minute time frame, and it sure looks like we are breaking higher a little bit through the top of this channel here. And I'm gonna go. So for right now, this looks, pretty straightforward and impulsive, right? So this is pretty much a very simple definition of an uptrend where you have higher highs and higher lows, right? Now you do notice that the pattern kind of contracts here, and it goes, big waves. This one it's a little bit bigger than this, but then they get a little bit smaller. So if this is indeed a series of 1-2s and 1-2s, 1-2, the damage that's about to be done in Bitcoin is going to be, outstanding, for a lack of a better word. I have my doubts in a way, because every time you count this, and I've mentioned this before, every time you count this as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, this type of patterns are way too good to be true, and they tend to blow up in your face. So I do want to keep, a reserved kind of bullish outlook here, but I do like what I see going on here. So from the 30-minute chart, let's go and look. And for right now, as we're climbing up here, and maybe you want to familiarize yourself with this and just say, okay, if I'm trading this, how do I want to trail this up? And you can clearly see that with every swing low that happens here in the market, you can start moving these things up, right? So you got this swing low 80.53, you got this one, this one, this one, and if you want to get aggressive, you can go up here. But if you want to let the market develop a little bit more, you can still keep your stop, let's say, below these levels and let the market develop. And as soon as a bigger leg develops and you have confidence that we're still moving up higher, then you can just move it up here. Or if you want to tighten up your stops and protect any profits, if you are able to enjoy a long position, let's say from down into these neighborhoods here, you can kind of trail that by looking at the swing lows as stops, and that's how you kind of smartly trail your stops going upwards. All right, so this is a 30-minute chart. Let's go up to a 2-hour chart and see what's going on here. So I'm just going to remove this for now. So what I've done, because from the belief that this is a corrective channel, I've placed this red boundaries down here, and you can see kind of they were toying with the top of it. So also at the same time, we do have, if I take a fib retracement of the latest move drop of the latest drop here in wave C, and it's arguable if this is a wave C or not yet. It could be just a very simple wave W. As I'm showing here, we could still climb up here into the 786, maybe even higher if we really need to, and then come back into a wave C. So that's why I'm kind of cautious about the structure up here. But if I'm pulling up the fib from what I've had so far, so this is the move that was down, and I'm putting up the fib retracement here. We are at the 618, clearly that you can see it. This is an ideal kind of retracement for a wave, let's say for a wave D. If this wave C would be here instead of down here, and then wave D would be here instead of down here, then this 618 area would be kind of ideal. So I want to see how the market reacts here. If we're pushing through here and moving aggressively higher, the next one that I will be looking at, it would be the 786, which is at 87.21, and see what happens up here. And this is kind of going to be coming kind of close to the top of this wave B. And sometimes, or maybe most of the time, let's say more than not, the X waves are usually pulling into the previous wave B of the previous leg retracement. So this could come all the way up here very easily, and then we can come down aggressively into this wave Y to create the leg C, and then we go back up higher. So if I go to a 6-hour chart, you'll notice how I'm allowing for this triangle to develop in a more natural manner other than a very tight triangle. So see, if I were to put this up here, this would become very tight. So I want to give this triangle room to breathe and room to develop, just so we can have the right look. And if I go even higher to a daily chart, I want this move down here, this triangle down here, to kind of match with this wave 2, because if this would be a wave 4, which we're monitoring here, this would be a wave 4, then this kind of has to match in time and kind of size with this wave 2. It can even be larger than this, but right now it's still kind of small, so I do have my doubts that it's finished yet if we are to compare this wave 4 with this wave 2. Now there is another count that says that maybe we have something else going on here and we're shooting up higher, but that's a different story. For right now we're just focusing on this triangle being done. So let me go back to a 6 hour. And the reason I'm talking like that is because I want to give this triangle again the right look so it can develop properly. So I would not be surprised if this wave X finishes somewhere up here and then we're pulling back into this Y. A lot of people will probably go nuts and say, oh my God, we're selling off, the Bitcoin is the end of the world and all that. And then after this is over, then we go up in D, drive some more people crazy in this leg, come back down in E. People throw their hands up in the air, they're frustrated, Bitcoin is it's going nowhere, it's crazy, I'm out of the market, I'm selling all my Tether and all my Bitcoins and all I have, and I go do something else with my life. So, and then by the time that everybody's frustrated, then we shoot up higher and we complete wave 5. And then what usually happens, the thrust from a triangle is usually a terminal move. You can get a very high spike here into a wave 5. Everybody gets excited. Oh my God, let's get back in the market. Tell all your friends Bitcoin is going to 20,000. And then we pull back here nicely into an ABC after we complete this 5 here going up. Then we pull sharply down and maybe come towards $5,000. Now, don't hold me up to it, but if that would happen, I wouldn't be surprised and I wouldn't mind. This way you can kind of load up again up here. But, one step at a time, and let's see what happens, right? So you can write me comments below the video and saying that I'm crazy or, I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's fine. For right now, we're just kind of following the Elliott wave structure and rules and, see what's going on without getting overly excited. So, all right, this is what I see in Bitcoin in the triangle. So let me quickly move to Litecoin and just kind of take a look at this as well. And this is a pretty amazing development in what's going on in Litecoin, because it's been trending so beautifully in terms of Elliott wave structures and patterns. And even here, just on a very simple 1 hour chart, you can kind of see how this move, how cool this move subdivides here. And you have the first leg, second leg, third leg that subdivides into 5. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to mess with this third leg, you can see how you have a, even here you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the pullbacks are clear. Everything is nice and following the script of an impulse move. And here we're pulling back into a wave 4. It's still developing. We have no confirmation that it's done yet. It looks like it might be either a double zigzag where you go and where you have an ABC, X, ABC, we could be pulling down. It could be a WX, it could be a WXY, WXY, XZ. It could also be like a more complex correction into a wave 4. What I'm trying to show is the fact that how nicely this wave 4 pulled into the previous wave 4 area from a wave of a lesser degree up here, right? So you can kind of see how it's almost like a textbook pullback. So if Litecoin decides to break this corrective channel and start moving up higher here, I wouldn't mind at all, and seeing it up towards to complete a wave 5 here, and then pull back in a 4 and kind of stay inside this channel and trade with an upwards move. Now if we're pulling back here a little bit more and we're coming towards this trend line, then what I have to do is I would have to consider this wave 3 orange done. So I would have to change the substructure of these waves here, and this would be a larger fourth wave red. So it would look something like this. I would have to basically take this wave 3 and put it down here, and then this wave 4 would be down here, or a little bit lower, because it can grow a little bit more, and then we're going back up higher, and then I will have to toy with the substructure of this waves down here. Okay, but so it's just a possibility. Okay, so for right now we're just going to stick with the script here and just say that this move here is still being developed. I'm going to go here in 3, and then just so I don't mess up my charts, and just kind of go 4, and then this would be a 5 here at some point, and then back and 4. Okay, so that's Litecoin. Ethereum, and let me just kind of take a quick look at the 3-hour chart and see how it looks here. So very clear, nice trend, impulsive move here. It's you couldn't ask for anything better from Litecoin in the way it's developing here. Not saying it's going to the moon, right? I'm not using those terms. We are just following the patterns and trying to see how high we can get by following the structures. Back into a 6-hour chart. Same thing here. We are considering still this being a wave 1, wave 2, and we are in the middle of developing this wave 3. And then I have a couple of other counts here that I can present a little bit later in a different video, and I think I've talked about it. If you go back, I think I have a full video just on Litecoin. I think at the beginning of the week or something like that, so I don't even remember. So all right, Ethereum, Ethereum is being a little let's call it annoying. It does nothing. It just moves sideways. I think this is a wave 4. It kind of looks similar to whatever Litecoin is doing, right? Wave 4 here, wave 4 here, kind of a pullback into this previous wave 4 here. So it could be a triangle. It could be like an A, B, C, D, E, and then we go up higher. So this wave 4 can extend a little bit more, frustrate us a little bit more, and then just go up into a wave 5. But for right now, I'm inside this channel. I'm watching some key levels and waiting to see what's going to happen. Okay, before I go, okay, this is the kind of the Litecoin channel, and this is the pattern that I'm watching develop. Before I go, I wanted to go back to Bitcoin and just take a look at the candles. We are almost at the end of the week here, so this is a 1-day chart. I think I was talking in another video here about this kind of bullish engulfing channel that completely engulfed the previous bearish scenario here. So since then we have been confirmed, we moved higher, we broke above this kind of a resistance line, and then we are so far are looking bullish, right? There's nothing to say that basically we don't even have to make a triangle up here. This can pick up steam and just become a very large candle like this, or even like this, and just bam, broke up higher to 9,000 when everybody sleeps, and then wake up and then say, hey, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is at 10,000. So very possible. Let me look at the weekly chart here. Same thing. If you can see this candle here, that's almost like a star, right? And a lot of people got excited about this pattern, that it was going to go lower. So unless this gets confirmed with the next bearish candle, this means absolutely nothing. We can stop this week up here, and the next candle that you're going to have, it's going to be a white candle going up, and that means that you can shoot back up higher. Okay, so these patterns, they need confirmation. This candle has to be back and being bearish, so then you can get the pullback here, and then you go back up. Okay, so for right now, this can be a very small pullback, or we can extend here into something else, make a larger triangle before we go back up higher. But for right now, there is nothing there that says, in terms of candlestick analysis, that says that we are turning, or we have bearish developments. 6-hour, 1-day, kind of the same. Now you can argue that this can be an ending, some kind of an ending thing, because you can see the this shape that I've noticed traders watch that, right, where you go kind of like this, and then you have this shape of a ascending triangle, or whatever they call it, and then this can be like a ending diagonal, right? You can go in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 here, and then this can be a very simple it's kind of a C wave here, and then you sharply drop down. So like I said, I'm watching this for being a W. You can have this as an X and then this as a Y, and then I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But again, I don't want to keep repeating myself. It's very possible. For right now, the market looks bullish, and until it turns, we have nothing else to say. Okay, so you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. And oh, once again, before you guys go, check out our Telegram room. I have a crypto group there. We have a commodities group and we have a forex group. Channels where I present a little bit more charts in detail, and every few hours we make comments and analysis, kind of keeping going with the price. If you guys like the content, just give me some thumbs up there. I want to be able to rise this content in YouTube, maybe get more subscribers to the channel, and leave your comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks, bye.